last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Maybe don't stand in the channel, dumbass. We pinnacate. Oh no! Oh! It's like the guy melting in fucking RoboCop.
Are they moving? I can't tell.
And now, the conclusion.
And yeah, the ending to this show is fucking weird. The whole time I kept waiting for like a Kamen Rider evil Ryuki dude to show up, but that's actually in a separate movie that takes place after episode 44. It's kind of like End of Evangelion. It's an alternate ending, except I think this just retcons like the last 6 episodes and takes it an entirely different way, I guess. I'll review that at some point. But at this show's ending, Yui, like, fucking fades away, because I think about 5 episodes before the ending, you find out she's gonna, like, fade away and die on her 20th birthday. And then you find out why. It's because she's actually Mirror Yui. Real Yui had died as a child. And there was some weird mirror ghost, her dream thing that, like, took over for her, which I think part of that was because Kanzaki didn't want her to die and was like really hoping she'd survive, so that dream kind of brought Mirror Yui into existence. But it's not clear if this is Yui or just it has Yui's memories. She is her own person though, and Kanzaki is attached to keeping her alive. That's what the whole Rider battle is for, really. So he can amass power and get his own wish to keep her alive past 20. Another cool twist and a weird one is Kido dies before any kind of final battle. I mean, there's like these grunt bug enemy things that just start showing up in mass. Church. Shut the fuck up. And at one point they all metamorphosed like together into these blue bug things, who then at one point sit on some lake and metamorphosize again, but not really. They just sit on a lake, but then they're like, hey, it's time to invade the real world in mass and just kill everybody. Normally these monsters just pop out of reflective surfaces and grab people. These guys all just flew out into the real world and are like, hey, we're here. We're just gonna kill y'all now. And they're just flying around attacking the city. And Kido is trying to save this little girl and gets like stabbed in the back as he's carrying her. And he gets to transform, and he and Knight work together to like murder a bunch of them. And then he fucking dies. And you get to see Ren be more human than ever as he's like legitimately sad that Kido is dying. And he's yelling for him not to die. And it's a whole moment. And they just kill like the main character off. He doesn't even really get a final battle. I'm starting to think this weird final episode and how things went is why they made the movie. That's kind of what happened to Evangelion, too. This is the Evangelion of Kamen Rider? Shut up. And then Ren, like, goes on to win the fight. And like I said, he didn't have to kill anybody, because Kanzaki uses, like, automated ghost Kamen Rider form thing. It's Kamen Rider Odin, but he doesn't really transform into it. It's sort of like it's like a stando, and it's about to kill Ren, and Kanzaki's just lamenting Yui's fate randomly. I guess like he's been sad the whole time after she fades, but he just starts yelling about it, and it causes Odin to spaz out and just disappear. Ren doesn't even have to hit him with a final blow or anything. He's just like, you win. Like Kamen Rider Odin just tells Ren he wins, and that's that. And Ren's like, damn, I didn't have to do shit. All right. Except he did kill that one rider. So he can kill a motherfucker if he wants. But then, like, Yui goes on to talk to Kanzaki in a broken mirror. Like, she's a reflection in it, talking to him about how he doesn't need to give her a new life using wish power from the rider battle. He just needs to dream and draw like they used to. This kind of recreates the world, even though Ren goes on to, like, meet his revived girlfriend in the hospital and then dies. I guess he sustained too many injuries from his ass-kicking at the hands of Odin, but it didn't really look like that bad of a beating. He took a lot of major hits and stuff throughout the series without dying, but I guess this killed him. But it doesn't matter because the world gets recreated. Kido is shown going to like his newspaper job when nobody's like, they're all oblivious to like this whole rider battle in the mirror world and everything. They're not talking about disappearances of people that were eaten by monsters. And then Kido is like walking his dead moped along. He's got like a red moped. And it's like a contrast to Ren's motorcycle. It sort of like fits with their characters. And you see them like walking along, meeting the other riders, except they're like kind of just ordinary people. Sakura's more of just an asshole that like kicks his moped over. Tojo is just a dude on a white bicycle that just fucking runs into his moped while he's trying to walk it. But like there's no battle going on. They're not sensing each other as riders or anything. So it seems like there's just a world where everyone's normal and everyone's alive again. And Ren and Kido like meet up and get in each other's way and stuff, and then seem to recognize each other after all that. But like I have a theory about this, because when Yui and Kanzaki get to like drawing, first you see them as kids doing it together, and then like their adult forms step in and start doing it as well. And I think like adult Kanzaki that we see just telling people to Tatakai for like every fucking episode, you mostly only see him in the mirror world or as a reflection. He does pop out from time to time to talk to people, but like he doesn't really have a physical form. So I think that adult Kanzaki that you see, I think that's like a mirror world reflection thing like Yui was, because he dies in America during an accident of some kind related to his research. So I think that's the original one is dead, and we're seeing like mirror world ghost man. And then you have Mirror World Ghost Yui, and then like the children that are drawing together, I think is supposed to be like the spirits of the original them or something. The adult ones are the reflection ghosts, and they're all like drawing together and remaking the world. But it could also just be just Yui and Kanzaki just reuniting with their like original ideas. I don't know. It's a very vague ending. The whole show's vague. It's not really clear how a lot of this happened. It's not really clear what the whole wish power thing comes from. And I guess there's like a later continuation coming where they all get their memories back or something. And then there's this movie that like retcons a bunch of the episodes, so I don't even know what's canon. And I think Ryuki even showed up in Decade, and I saw it, and I don't remember because I suck. Oh, fuck, I'm dying. Yeah, Kamen Rider Ryuki is it's pretty good. It's a good show. I liked it a lot. It was a nice change of pace from Kamen Rider Amazons and Kamen Rider Black Sun. It was more in line with Kamen Rider, because those two shows are definitely a thing of their own. I gotta talk about Amazons. Yep. Yeah, like it's got a lot of charm to it, and characters are like memorable and fun, and just don't expect anything to be fucking explained. There's a lot that's left open to interpretation, like I just tried to do. And Kamen Rider Knight looks cool. It's kind of like Batman Knight, sort of. And also Kamen Rider Banana Arms is cool. Also, it's hours later, and I don't even know where I'm going to put this because I forgot all about this dude, but there was a deer Kamen Rider man, and I guess I don't even remember if I mentioned them having wishes. God, my house looks so crusty. So yeah, they have wishes, and Kitaoka's was to like cure his disease and live forever, I guess. I already mentioned Ren's. Kido was just trying to stop the fight. I don't even know what Tojo, Tiger Man, I don't even know what he wanted. I guess he was also trying to stop the fight while trying to figure out what it meant to be like a hero. But there was a deer guy who wanted to live the good life, and he kept trying to get like hired by the other Kamen Riders, and he was all duplicitous and couldn't really trust him. Like he gets hired by Kido because he offers him room and board, but then the guys trying to close the mirror world offer him better pay, so he turns on him because he's just applying to everyone behind everyone's backs. Even Kitaoka at one point, but his animal thing is a bunch of antler monster things. He's got like a legion of them for some reason, all under one contract, I guess. And he's a pretty formidable rider himself. But then he becomes rich because his dad who had disowned him, I guess you find out he had a dad that disowned him. And he only did it to try to force him to find his own way. And then that father dies, and he wills the business over to this dude. And the guy suddenly becomes super rich and doesn't need to get a wish granted to be super rich. So he's all like fucking living the good life and wanting to like, he doesn't want to fight, but he has to in order to survive. Otherwise his monsters will eat him. So I guess now he's fighting to keep his good life. But then one of the first fight he partakes in, when he becomes rich, I think he gets turned on by Tojo first. Yeah. Tojo was trying to kill him because the guy had taken care of Tojo after a fight had gone bad, and they had become like friends, and Tojo thought if he killed him, it would help him become a hero with stronger resolve. So Tojo turns on him, then Sakura shows up and like finishes the job. There's a whole thing about Tojo being conflicted because he wasn't the one that actually landed the killing blow and he wanted to be. But the poor fucking rich man, his belt breaks in the fight because Sakura hits him, but it only breaks his belt. But then that traps him in Mirror World, and humans can't stay there for long. And he was meeting with this girl that he met once he became rich. They were gonna go on a date. And just like with Kitaoka and his date, he never makes it. He's in the Mirror World location, equivalent of where she is, and picks up a mirror and sees her, but his deck is broken and he can't get out. And for some reason, his monsters don't come after him. It's not really clear if they are his. I guess they are. He uses them to attack the riders to test them at one point. But yeah, he fucking gets murdered just by being stuck in the Mirror World, and I don't know, it's another tragic thing.